Welcome to this week's edition of Animation Nation. I'm Brian Swan. Let's get straight into the news. Earlier this week, Cartoon Network announced they've renewed Mighty Magisword for Season 2. Of course, Mighty Magisword was once a Cartoon Network miniseries until 2016 when it became a full-length series. More in my review, of course, but I'm not really a fan, though it makes sense that we'll get a Season 2. Mighty Magisword has gotten a lot of hype and love around it. Though, let's get to this week's main story. Cartoon Network has put 50% of its airtime into Teen Titans Go, leaving many series to be completely ignored. More in my conversation with Ajet. Alright, let's talk about this top story. Cartoon Network's Teen Titans Go scheduling. With me, I'm joined with my friend. Find him on YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud, at Ajet. Austin, how are you?
Great, and a little irritated about this lineup. If you can call it that.
A lineup, yeah, that would be an overstatement of what's going on here. Let's talk about this week's schedule. We are not the first to report on this, but it is almost despicable how poorly set this network's programming is. Let me just read off here. Teen Titans Go is 50% of Cartoon Network's airtime. 50%. Now, I want to just also, in contrast, show you some series that are getting no airtime at all. Adventure Time, Regular Show, Sonic Boom, Powerpuff Girls, Lego Ninjago, Super Noobs. Those are just a few, by the way. Not all the 0%.
Yeah, like a lot of them are shows I didn't even know existed. That Transformers show, I had no idea that was a show on Cartoon Network. And to see them not in its full potential is like so...
It's painful. It's painful, actually, yeah. I mean, I'm not... It's weird that the crazy thing is they have so much more content than they're actually airing. I thought that Lego Ninjago, I don't follow it much, but I actually thought it was over. The thing didn't air it at all. That's all. They hadn't been airing it.
I thought the Super News was canceled.
Same, yeah, but they haven't been airing.
Yeah, like it's clearly still on the air. They just haven't showed any episodes. It's just like, and like you said in your last video, I'm not saying that they should bring back the 90s, but again, like as I've been saying for the last 3 years, they should bring back patterns and things that the 90s did, rather than bringing back the shows themselves.
Exactly.
Like, try to like expand your cartoon horizon and like show that there's more than 3 shows in your entire... I don't even know if, like, when the Roundtable found out, I don't even know if that was supposed to get out, but I'm glad that he found it because it shows like how much they don't give a fuck about their other programming and like the shows that they have.
Right.
The fact that Steven Universe, aside from Teen Titans Go, which is unfairly rated over, but the fact that Steven Universe is only being shown one time this entire week just because it's the new episode is like so degrading.
Oh, it's incredible. It's ridiculous.
Themselves. Not to mention the treatment that Infinity Train got.
Oh, let's talk about that as well. Of course, if you guys didn't know, I put it on my channel, but if you guys didn't know, Infinity Train, Cartoon Network saw the massive reaction people had about Infinity Train, and they decided to air it. The problem was they didn't try to air it in a prime time slot. They said, all right, let's try and put it in the worst spot for anyone that we know will watch it. Let's put it Saturday morning at 6 a.m. when there's nothing that people ever pay attention to at 6 a.m. on Saturdays anymore. If it was the 90s, I'd understand, because Saturday mornings were king then. But now, no one cares about Saturday at 6. That was the worst thing that they've ever done for a new series.
Back when Saturday morning cartoons were a thing, no one ever woke up at 6 o'clock. Well, I don't even think they aired the shit at 6 o'clock. It was all just like
news,
the commercials and paid advertisements and stuff.
Yeah, true. That's true as well. Man, that was just incredibly poorly said. And it was despicable to the fact that they didn't even care about the creator's work. They just said, all right, here, slide it in. You guys were talking about it. Put it somewhere that would be interesting. And then advertise it and hype it up. You guys heard, like,
And like, I don't mean to bring in my personal music and stuff, but like as a DJ, I know what it's like to get a shitty time slot to someone who clearly hasn't been DJing as long as you. Like, I really feel with Infinity Train on that one, because as soon as Infinity Train was over, it was right next to Teen Titans Go.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention to the next thing. Teen Titans Go was next? Ah, that's awful.
They couldn't get Gumball, and like Sonic Boom. That was another show that I thought got canceled. But
I did too.
They don't show it anymore. And like, they'll show it on Boomerang every now and then, but it was just like, basically Boomerang has become
Cartoon Network 2.
Cartoon's network of Cartoon Network, where they just drop off all of their failed modern midday shows. So like, that's where Be Cool Scooby-Doo is. That's where Sonic Boom is. That awful Garfield CGI show. Like, they even put Teen Titans Go and Gumball on there. And I remember, and like, now they are bringing back old shows.
Well, they are. Yeah,
but
I was
it's
impressed.
Like late at night, and I'm just like,
yep.
You're not the Splat. Like, stop trying to, stop trying to steal the Splat screen time and just do what you used to do, like, not even a whole 3 years ago.
Right. Put it in time slots like you had before. Afternoons were fine. Mornings were fine. Having it just be Boomerang, as it's called, is what we're looking for. It's incredibly odd. Just incredibly odd. Now, I want to go back to what you said previously when we were talking about the fact that they should use 90s tactics to bring people back. The fact that they don't have any, like, not even crossover episodes, but they did this before. Remember Adventure Time and Adventure Show and Regular Time, where they had just a marathon of cartoons back in 2012. I think they should do that to other series that don't get attention, obviously, and try to push those on sort of this crossover mentality. They're not doing that much anymore.
It's like, everyone's been calling for a Regular Show Adventure Time crossover for like years.
Yep. Obviously we're not going to get it, but
Pim Ward said he would never make a crossover for the show, but it, like, just to like give a time segment and like have them interact in like commercials and shit is also like really cool.
Yeah, just do
even like back in like 2008, they used to do the same thing with Chowder and Flapjack, where they would have a back-to-back and like advertise each other in the commercials where the characters interacted with each other.
Exactly.
And like, and like with the lineup that they have, there's no and like, plus when they have a show like Gumball, there's no reason there should be another Cartoon City. Like,
I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand. But they are. I think again we're saying disappointing over and over and over again because they have so many options to use, and they put Teen Titans Go at 50% of their programming. Why? Why is it that is what's getting the highest attention when you have, again, Adventure Time with hundreds of episodes to use right now, Regular Show, hundreds of episodes to use, Steven Universe, probably hundreds of episodes, if not dozens at this point. You know, I'm glad that Gumball gets 22%, but I think that should also be justified alongside other, or, you know, shared alongside other cartoons as well.
Like every cartoon gets like 15%.
Oh, that should be, yeah. It should be like every cartoon, or if you're not going to do every cartoon 50%, have it so that every week you have that same variety, but with a nice shift up of different cartoons. It's Cartoon Network, not Teen Titans Network. You know, like, it shouldn't be that way. It's just disappointing and scary. I want to ask you one more question here. Now, do we even need to watch Cartoon Network anymore? I mean, with them designing, like, with them designing their schedule like this, and with app and on-demand options, should anyone who really wants Adventure Time, or We Bare Bears, or Uncle Grandpa, or other series, watch a network that doesn't even promote it anymore? Like, is there a point? Like,
yes, because it's to save the shows that are that we still got, like to save Steven Universe, because even though we know right now it's not going to end anytime soon, if we stop watching Steven Universe on the air, like on Cartoon Network, rather than just watching it on the internet, then it'll lose ratings, and eventually Cartoon Network will shut it down.
Ooh. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. I just mean like, as in not watching it during the air times that Teen Titans Go is in. Do you think, and I think that it will, do you think that not watching it, just at all, like, only not watching it at all, and then shifting back once they have a Steven Universe episode, or once they have a Clarence episode, or a Gumball episode, only watching it at those premiere times, and then if you want other series, go online, watch it that way. I mean, that's the only option we have at this point, right? Like, that would probably speak to them because of the fact that obviously no one would be watching. But there obviously is that viewership of people who like Teen Titans Go, the younger demographic, that enjoy it, but mostly enjoy it because it's the only thing on. So there's that odd balance and difficulty.
Yeah, and like, I remember today on Twitter, I posted my little rant about how the way that they treat Teen Titans Go is not okay. But somebody had said, well, if you don't like Teen Titans Go, then just don't watch it. And I'm just like,
when?
I showed them the picture, I was like, well, judging by how they have it set up, the schedule, they're pretty much forcing us to watch it.
Right. That's what's so weird. Why are you locked in this much to Teen Titans Go? You know?
And like, no point in having new episodes every Friday when you pretty much marathon the show all week.
Right. I mean, this will be considered a Teen Titans Go marathon, right? I mean, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they would back in the early 2000s, even late 2000s, this would be considered a marathon, not a programming option, because they'd have such diversity in their programming. This is just marathoning Teen Titans Go nonstop on a channel that has more than enough to work with, you know?
Right, like, even give My Night and Me a shot. Like, I don't like that show either. They treat black kids so bad in that show. The one, and like, it's just like, please just give these other shows a chance. Give it some rotation.
Exactly.
Like, why are you hyping up Teen Titans Go like SpongeBob? And SpongeBob, I can kind of understand because it has gotten better since like season 10, because I think Stephen Hillenburg came back to the show. But
right,
like, you can't marathon it. Plus, like, there are a bunch, and like, Nick kind of has a schedule balanced out where they have a bunch of, like, different blocks, like, with SpongeBob, and then later in the night, that's where they have their live action segments. Even Disney and Disney XD.
Well, Disney XD is destroying. They're doing a brilliant job with their programming, I have to say. Excellent. With the variety of content that they've built, they've done a really good job sharing it with everyone. That's how it should work. I like the way they have it. Very smart. But that's Disney. It's expected. Cartoon Network, same thing, but they're doing it differently.
Yeah, like, this shit is, like, way out of hand. And they complained about us being just bitter fanboy, like...
90s fans who can't get over the fact that it's, 2017,
Like, but the thing about me and you and, like, people like Roundtable and Sky and all of those guys, we love new programming. We just wish that it was in rotation and in moderation, rather than just having one series show the majority of the day and then have our one favorite show once a week.
Exactly. And then not utilize other shows that could be there. Just share it around, spin it around, You're only getting one flavor out when you have 50 other flavors to use. That's just weird. But Austin, thank you for being on.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
That was Snapchat.
Gotcha. Again, find Austin at AJet on YouTube, SoundCloud, and anywhere else, man. Twitter, anywhere else?
YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitter. I deleted my Facebook for a little bit, but I'll probably be back. I don't know.
Cool.
But yeah, the usual. Like, I'm pretty much everywhere, and I kind of run my own podcast on my own channel.
Oh yeah, check him out. AJet Conversation. Yep.
Yeah, finally came back after like 3 years.
2 years.
2 years. And I'm interviewing a couple of DJs. I might be interviewing like the head of an animator for the show Berry Tales. I don't know entirely, but I have to contact them. But yeah, like, there are a lot of things planned. I'm trying to do a Def Jam Fight for New York series where, like, I'm discussing the idea of a sequel and like characters we would like to see, like rappers and stuff. So if anyone if that's what you're interested in, then by all means visit my channel.
All right. Thanks, man.
See you around.
Alrighty, guys, let me get to the closer here. Now, if I can get this right, it should work. Come on. It should work. I'm not getting a clip. Okay. So, Variety, the New York Times, the Huffington Post, and many others are drawing love toward a new series on Nickelodeon that's called Nella the Princess Knight. I wish I could find a picture for you guys. It was in the video, but I don't have that here right now. Anyway, it features a biracial girl who fights for her kingdom, and that's great, but to say, as the New York Times did, that Nickelodeon is jumping into princess politics and praising them for a female character that isn't a damsel in distress, that's a little ridiculous. This is the same channel that 20 years ago launched Dora the Explorer, which is a truly revolutionary series, and Disney for years has had Doc McStuffins, which follows an African-American girl. Unless you've been hiding under a rock for decades, animation has clearly accepted diversity, so you're a little late for such roaring applause at this point. But that's the closer. That's this week's episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I want to thank Austin for joining me again. Find him at AJet on Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube. If you guys like interviews like this one about Cartoon Network, tell me in the comments. And as always, subscribe to Democracy for more content. I'm Brian Swan. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.